it's one of those hot summer nights in Sydney. Not as bad as last year, but pretty bad. So yeah, for the not sleeping, it's another midnight musings time. Yeah, this is gonna be the last video I do before I fly off to Japan, I reckon. So figure this video can be about, you know, what I hope to get out of the trip, where I'm going, what I want to do, kind of stuff. Yeah, so I've already mentioned before that, you know, with my depression, it's kind of given me something to look forward to throughout the year. You know, try and give me something to work towards. Yeah, and then with the whole Centrelink thing, you know, I just need to get away. I don't want to deal with any of that. Yeah, so sort of give me a circuit breaker for my life to just get away, not think about all the crap in life, and hopefully come back ready to get back into it all. And then, yeah, visiting the family, because, you know, they're all the way in Japan. We don't see each other that often. Yeah, apart from that, I guess there's a bit of an independence-ish thing. I will be staying with family, but I'll be on my own quite a lot. This is my first time traveling anywhere alone, like outside of Sydney. So, you know, I've never caught a plane by myself, and every time I've been to Japan, Mum's always come with me. So I didn't really have to do much thinking or, you know, just being on my own. And she would translate pretty much everything for me. So this time I've actually got to try harder with the language. I did start picking up more last time I went, but not a lot. So I've spent my year doing a little bit of language practice here and there. I've got, you know, those Genki textbooks, and I've got some other ones, but Genki is the main one I use because that's what I studied using that textbook back when I was doing Japanese for one semester at Sydney Uni. That was my first failed attempt at university. But yeah, so Google Translate can only do so much. Sometimes even I know that it's wrong, but it gives me just enough that I can kind of figure stuff out, but I really need to just practice the Japanese, and so I've been using the Memrise app, which is pretty good, you know, for learning vocab, not so much for grammar. That's why I need the textbooks. Another thing I want to do is some goth shopping, because Sydney is really bad. One of the last goth stores has not really closed. It's called Gallery Serpentine. It was in Newtown, but now I think it's in Marrickville, except you have to have an appointment to go in, and I just want to browse clothes. And they also do more steampunky and, you know, fancy wedding dress type stuff, which is really just not my style. So it's getting really hard to find any good gothic clothes in Sydney. I should probably go to Melbourne at some stage. I think they still have stuff, but yeah. Japan's my best bet. They have stuff in my size, which Sydney often hasn't had. I'm not so into the frilly girly style, but, you know, I'll see what I can find. They do have some weird, you know, cutesy punk stuff. And then there's one store that I visited 5 years ago that actually has a lot of more Western style goth, and they still exist. So I don't know how much they've changed in the past 5 years, but they still exist. They've just moved from Hoenji to Shibuya, which is easier for me to get to anyway. So yeah, the goth shopping, because I hate online shopping. I really do. I need to try stuff on. I did buy some pants online a while ago, and it was just like back and forth trying to get the right size. And yeah, the other thing is, like, what if you don't like the cut of it, you know? So online shopping is just a pain, because I'm really specific about the feel of it and what kinds of stuff I like. If the fabric's wrong, I'm not wearing it. Yeah, so it's better if I can just go to Japan, get some clothes there, and like try it on. I'm sorry about my fan. My fan's really noisy, but it's the only way to be comfortable at the moment, so I don't know how I'm going to sleep. But anyway, I also want to look at some of the weird cafes. So I did Kawaii Monster Cafe last year, but one of my cousins didn't come, so she's going to come this time, and that'll be fun. I also want to go to the Hedgehog Cafe, and then there's a Vampire Cafe, and a Ninja Cafe, and a Train Cafe kind of thing, so I'll try all those ones. I have been to a regular maid cafe before. It wasn't really anything special, to be honest, so I don't know if I'll do that again, but we'll see. And yeah, going to more cultural places as well, like Mount Fuji. Gosh, going to Osaka is gonna be, yeah. So I'm gonna catch the Shinkansen by myself. I've only been on the Shinkansen once before, and yeah, that was with Mum. Like, gosh, that must have been when I was in year 10, so what's that? More than 10 years ago, ages ago. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. Yeah, I mean, what was I saying? Cultural stuff. Mount Fuji. I might do the Meiji Shrine. I probably won't do the Tokyo Palace because that didn't sound as interesting. Meiji Shrine's next to Yoyogi Park, so yeah. And then, sorry, I keep looking down at these notes that I scribbled, and because I'm not wearing glasses and they're kind of far away, I'm like, what are my notes say again? Yeah, the last big thing that I want this trip to do is to sort of reset some of my bad habits. So like hygiene's a big problem I have. I mean, yeah, depression, but I think I've always been a bit bad with having showers. I just hate that feeling of being wet and then having to dry off, especially your hair. And at the moment I have long hair. I haven't cut it, even though it's hot in Sydney, because I'm going to be smack bang in the middle of Tokyo winter. And I'm also growing it so that I have options for what I want to do with it for my new music project next year. And it's just easier if I don't do anything to it like that. That is regular hair that I can bleach relatively easily and put whatever color on. I mean, this will bleach out the rest of that greeny, yellowy color, but you got to be careful bleaching over bleach and not breaking it. But yeah, my hair mostly stays put. It's just still just easier to wait. Anyway, hygiene. Japan's obsessed with bathing and purity and stuff. Yeah, there's some Shinto myths that are just like, well, okay. Yeah, but so I'm staying with my relatives for a month, and if I don't have regular baths, they will judge me a lot. So I've got to at least try to get better at that and just do the thing, and yeah. And then when I come back, maybe I'll have a shower more than once a month. Actually, I've had a few more showers lately because it's just been so hot, and also mosquito repellent feels really gross, so I just have to wash that off straight away. But yeah, most of this year it's kind of been like one shower a month, maybe. Sometimes more, but mostly not. Depression is fun like that. But my shower screams at me, and like it actually does if you turn the hot water on too much. And yeah, I just hate the feeling of it. Other than that, oh my god, my other big bad habit is YouTube. Binging on YouTube all the time. So I'm going to be away for a month. I am not going to waste my time on watching, you know, I watch all the American comedians, and what else do I watch? SciShow, Crash Course. I'm only watching Crash Course Mythology at the moment though. SciShow Psych, a few other ones. That one that I can't pronounce, in a nutshell, Kurskazats or something, I don't know. You know the one that I'm talking about, with little cartoon bird thingies. Yeah, probably though the worst is the American comedians, because they have shows like every day, for some of them. So Stephen Colbert is my favorite one. I just think he's really talented. Like, he's funny, and he can also do the singing, dancing, acting stuff. Yeah, he's my favorite one, I think. And so he has a show every day, And then Seth Meyers has a show every day. Mostly I only watch their like monologues and stuff, but Stephen Colbert, I can watch more of his interviews. They just seem more interesting to me, whereas Seth Meyers, I usually skip the interviews unless like it looks like it's like, you know, I don't know a lot of American celebrities, so yeah, if I know someone or if their subject sounds interesting, maybe I'll watch, but mostly not. For Seth Meyers, and who's the other one? Jimmy Kimmel. I don't watch much of his stuff, generally just the monologues. But yeah, those guys are also every day. Once a week is Samantha Bee, and sometimes Bill Maher is on. Yeah, so I think it'd just be good for me not to watch those like every day. Wasting so much time, and then when they run out, clicking onto the weird suggestions YouTube gives me and whatever, and you know, it takes up a lot of my time watching it all when I really shouldn't be doing that. So, you know, taking myself away from that will hopefully break some of the habit. It was good for me, you know, earlier on in this episode of depression when I was really, really messed up, because it kind of passed the time and gave my brain something to do instead of just being in bed all the time. But yeah, now that I'm doing better, I think it's not really that productive. Yeah, and I'm actually also worried about what's going on with YouTube, because I've binge watched some stuff about the demonetization thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna make money off YouTube ads, but it is kind of interesting. I mean, you know me, if they say, oh, you gotta say, give me a like, and do the subscribe thing, and click the notification bell, and leave a comment, and was there one more? I'm convinced there's one more, but I can never remember what it is. But yeah, you know, those guides say do all that stuff, and you know, so I tick the monetization thing as long as it's not like a really shit video or whatever. But I turn off those. I hate those ads that you have to skip, so I never turn those ones on. I only turn on like the really basic ones. And the interesting thing is watching the little green $sign, or it'll turn to a yellow $sign, and then I notice if it goes yellow and I appeal it straight away, then in a few hours it goes green again. And sometimes it goes yellow again and then it goes green again. And I don't know what's going on. I got into the partner program like ages ago, but I've never made money off it because I never get to the threshold, and then I quit for ages, and now I'm back and I still haven't quite got into the habit again properly. Like, there was a time when I was doing, you know, 2 videos a day sometimes, and yeah. That's a roundabout way to come back to the topic of breaking habits, because, you know, I broke that habit of making my own YouTube videos, and I never quite gotten back to that same level again. So if I stop watching for a bit, maybe I won't watch many more videos and waste all my time all the time. Oh my god. But yeah, no, watching some of that, you're like, that CEO chick posted some blog where they're going, oh, we only want to monetize, like, the top creators or something. It seemed to be what she was implying, and I'm like, okay, I'm a little bit worried because some of the guys that I like watching are a little bit smaller, and, you know, I wouldn't really want them to stop making videos if this is the platform they're relying on, but yeah, I don't know. I guess that's why we're all going to Patreon. For me, Patreon's more the psychology rather than the money, but I know people are doing that. Yeah. Speaking of that money stuff, I put a little PayPal link in my description now, because I'm like, someone said to do it, so there it is. It's there now. I feel kind of embarrassed about that one though, so maybe I won't leave it there, I'm not sure. Because like with the PayPal thing, you just send money and then it doesn't say any thank yous or whatever. And I'm like, I think if someone sent me money just like randomly, I would want to thank them, so why PayPal? But I think I have to change my account if I want to get a proper button or something, so It's too hard. I just did the easiest one, and yeah. Anyway, oh, I heard someone's cat video got demonetized. I'm waiting to see if my dog tricks video gets demonetized. I think that was all that was on my mind, and I'm just gonna have to try and sleep in this heat now. What else does my paper say? No, I think I covered everything pretty good, actually. So in summary, going to Japan, giving me something to look forward to, except now that I'm going, I guess that's that. So getting away from the Centrelink thing and just like regular, boring life. So helping with depression, visiting family, trying to become a bit more independent-ish and adventurous, getting better at the Japanese language, doing some goth shopping, doing some weird cultural stuff and all the weird cafes, and resetting just my bad habits, especially hygiene and YouTube binging. Yay! Those are the things I'm doing. Oh, I'm gonna go to bed. Well, I'm in bed. What am I talking about? I'm going to attempt to sleep. Yeah. Good night. I'm probably on a plane when you're watching this, or maybe off it, or maybe this is years in the future if YouTube's still around, so hello, person from the future.